has also faced some backlash for this.
Teachers want more, but it's kind of like having a teenage kid that wants a better car.
Zach Murray is a high school science teacher in Oklahoma who works part-time to supplement his income and has been taking part in these protests. Zach, good to have you here. I guess the first question is, what did you think of Mary Fallon's teenage analogy?
Well, I'm a bit disappointed in it. The comment implies that a teenager wanting a car is a luxury, and that education, as a result, with that analogy, is a luxury, and education, should be a necessity.
Well, it could be, and she's going to speak for herself in a moment, but they've offered $6,100 raise, and you guys are pushing for 10, and so the suggestion is that, the offer isn't good enough, you want something better.
Well, we appreciate the raise, and actually the $10,000 is over 3 years. What we're pushing for now is increased funding for our schools. That would go towards textbooks,
So you're satisfied
programs.
with the $6,100? You're okay with that?
Yes, I am personally, and every teacher I've talked to is okay at this point with the $6,100. We want more funding for our schools.
Because?
We have schools that have textbooks that are out of date. Some of them still have George W. Bush as the current president. We have some schools who have textbooks that are falling apart, desks are falling apart, schools that are essentially not safe to work in. They've got mold issues. We've got a teacher in Manford who has her students have to wear their coats in class because they can't turn the heat up high enough.
Yeah, that's terrible.
They have to have half the lights off. So we don't have the funding in our classrooms to be effective instructors.
I mean, it's understandable. You must wonder where all the money goes, don't you? You pay taxes. Everybody pays taxes across the state. In most cases, they don't go down. They go up over the years. So you just have to wonder why things used to be better in schools and now they're such a mess.
Well, in Oklahoma, we've seen a cut to education over the last 10 years of $200 million. That's what we're asking for back. But it's also, in Oklahoma, easier to cut taxes than it is to raise taxes. The plan passed last week by our legislature is the first increase to taxes in almost 30 years. So we've actually had our state revenue go down rather than go up.
All right. So Zach, what do you want? What would you say to Mary Fallon, who's up next? What's your message to the governor? You have the platform right now.
My message would be to fund our schools. The teachers, we're content with the pay raise at this point, but we need funding for our schools so that we can keep our support personnel, so we can have appropriate resources, so we can do our jobs effectively. I can't teach my students if they don't have the resources they need to be successful.
What grade did you say you teach?
I teach high school.
Yeah. Zach,
high school biology.
God bless you. Good for you. I was terrible at biology. But anyway, I should have had you for a teacher. Zach, thank you. It sounds like your requests are reasonable, and we're glad to have you with us tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So here now with her response, Oklahoma